I am Dr. Asharta S. Tirda speaking to you for the students of optional English, particularly the 5th sem optional English students. We are concentrating on the paper 2, one of the subtopic. It is regarding Indian English literature. The Indian English literature has been one of the richest literature. It is a literature written originally in English by authors Indian by birth, ancestry or nationality. The seed of the Indian writing in English was sown during the period of the British rule in India. Now, the seed has blossomed into an evergreen tree, fragrant, flowers and ripe fruits. The fruits are being tasted not only by the native people, but they are also being chewed and digested by the foreigners. It happened only after the constant caring, pruning and feeding. So we have the writers like Tagore, Aurobindo, R.K. Narayan, Raja Rao, to name only, looked after the tender plant night and day in modern time. It is graduated by number of writers who are getting awards and accolades all over the world. We have of course many women writers. We have Kamala Das, Kamala Markandeya, Nayanthara Sehgal, Shashi Deshpande, Anita Desai, Arundhati Roy, who are the women writers. Some of them have claimed the Nobel Prize and some have got the Booker Prize also. Indian English literature, also referred to as Indian writing in English. It is the body of the work by writers in India who write in the English language and whose native or co-native language could be one of the numerous languages of India. Its early history began with the works of Henry Louis, Vivian D'Erezio and Michael Madhusudan Dutt, followed by Rabindranath Tagore and Sri Aurobindo. R.K. Narayan, Burkraj Anand, Raja Rao contributed to the growth and popularity of the Indian English fiction. Fiction is a novel in 1930s. It is also associated in some cases with the works of members of the Indian diaspora. Diaspora means the people who write and they have the nationality of India. Sometimes they might be living abroad, who subsequently compose works in the English literature. The Renaissance in modern Indian literature began with Raja Ram Mohan Rai. He was born in a village. He had mastered while still young many languages like Sanskrit, Persian, Arabic, Hindustani, besides Bengali. He completed his master of the English language and he started a tradition of Indian leaders writing autobiographies and modern autobiographies like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Surendranath Banerjee, Rajendra Prasad and M.R. Jaikar may proudly trace their lineage to him. Raja Mohan Rai mastered the English language and wrote many works. Indian English literature has attained and independent status in the realm of the world literature. Wide ranges of the themes are dealt within Indian writing in English. While this literature continues to reflect the Indian culture, the sense and the sensibility, tradition, social values, and even Indian history throughout the depiction of life in India and Indians living elsewhere. Recent Indian English fiction has been trying to give expression to the Indian experience of the modern predicaments. There are critics and commentators in England and America who appreciate Indian English novels. Some of them have already got many prizes. So if we just look at the history of English literature, we'll be studying pre-independence Indian English poetry. After that, fiction during the Gandhian era. Then we'll be shifting to post-independence Indian English poetry. Then post-independence Indian English fiction. We'll be just concentrating on the pre-independence Indian English fiction. Macaulay wrote his minute. He wrote many writings. And apart from that, we have Derisio, Kashi Prasad Ghosh, Hasan Ali, P. Rajagopal, Mohanlal, and of course Michael Madhusudan Dutt, who came immediately afterwards. We shall here just confine our attention only to these three writers: Henry Louis Vivian Derisio, Kashi Prasad Ghosh, and Michael Madhusudan Dutt. Henry Derisio was Indian. On his mother's side, his father being a Portuguese. At 14, he became a clerk in a firm and gave vent to his itch for writing English work. As a poet, Derisio was obviously influenced by the Romantics, probably Byron, and he knew his Shelley and Keats also very well. So he had the influence of all these three writers. So his work, The Fakir of Jahangir, is the best work that he appreciated, describing the Brahmin widow addressed Nalini, who just faced some of the problem. Fakir of Jahangir is a poem on the subject of social reform. It deals with the life of a Hindu widow, Nalini. This is modeled after the narrative poems of Byron. The subject and the characters are Indian. In many ways, Derisio is a historical poet. He is the first Indian poet to use Indian matters, use of Indian similes, Indian myths and legends. So we'll be moving to another great writer who is addressed as Kashi Prasad Ghosh. He is known for one of the greatest work. He is the second Indian poet and the first purely Indian poet. His poems are published under the title The Shared and other poems. This shows an imitation of British poetry. It is an artificial poetry. He was one of the first Indian to publish regular volume of English verse. He was educated at the Hindu College, and his was a derivative and imitative poetry. Then we have Michael Madhusudan Dutt. He was infinitely more gifted writer, and there is no comparison between all of them. A Hindu by birth, he embraced Christianity and worked as an English writer. In Madras, he married a European lady, came to England, qualified for the bar, but failed to make a living as a lawyer. His fame now rests securely on his great Bengali epic Meghananda Badha, centering around the heroic figure of Indrajit, that's Ravana's son. But in his earlier days, Madhusudan essayed freely English prose. His first narrative poem, The Captive Lady, he is known for this work, appeared in Madras in 1849. He revealed his influence of English romantics. The Captive Lady is the first historical poem dealing with the King Prithviraj, the last Rajput king of Delhi. This is modeled poem on Byron style. It's a narrative poem. It is a very good kind of narration. We have the vision of the past, another work. The theme of this poem is from Adam and the Eve and their fall from the paradise lost. Like D'Arezzo, Madhusudan was also checkered life, had a checkered life. He too died, though not very young, yet before his creative powers could complete the fulfillment. The Bengali poet Madhusudan is something of the poet's poet. He is known for some of his great work. So I think we just had a discussion about these three great writers, Henry D'Arezzo, Kashi Prasad Ghosh, and Michael Madhusudan Dutt. So we'll be just having a discussion of the other writers in the next period. Hope you followed, everybody.